Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to learn about the digestive system of prawn. Let us see. Yes, digestive system meant for feeding, digestion, absorption, and digestion. Various kinds of organs associated with the digestive system, isn't it? The digestive system of prawn, Pelimon, well developed digestive system present in the prawn. So, it derived from both ecto and endoderm germinal layer. In the core of development, if we observe three kinds of germinal layer to be found in gastrula stage in case of triploblastic animals. Arthropods comes under triploblastic animals category. They shows three germinal layers, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. In case of higher animals, the endoderm germinal layer gave rise digestive system, alimentary canal, gut, isn't it? But here in arthropods, the alimentary canal dual in origin. It arises from both ectoderm germinal layer and as well as endoderm germinal layer. Some parts of alimentary canal arise from ectoderm and some parts of alimentary canal arise from endoderm germinal layer. So, it includes the digestive system of prawn includes two parts, namely they are alimentary canal, otherwise it is also called digestive tract, and the second part is digestive glands. So, two parts are associated with the digestive system of prawn. They are digestive tract and digestive gland. You verify the digestive tract and digestive gland in this visual representation. This is the alimentary canal or digestive tract, coiled tube, starts with mouth and ends with anus, and these are digestive glands that associated with gut. Okay, clear? Right. Next, let us see the parts associated with the digestive system. The digestive tract, alimentary canal, differentiated as three regions in the prawn. They are foregut, it also called stomodium, and midgut, mesodium, and hindgut, proctodium. Very important. The alimentary canal of prawn differentiated as three regions: foregut, midgut, hindgut. You verify the regions in the alimentary canal. So, this is foregut region, and next the midgut region and hindgut region. Followed? Right. If we observe their origin, the foregut and hindgut arise from ectoderm germinal layer, the midgut arise from endoderm germinal layer. Remember, the foregut and hindgut derived from ectoderm germinal layer. If we observe the inner lining of these parts, completely lined with cuticle layer, hard chitinous cuticle layer. The cuticle layer is a uppermost layer of the body wall which derived from ectoderm germinal layer that undergoes invagination and forms the inner lining of the foregut and hindgut. So, these two parts are arise from ectoderm germinal layer and remaining midgut arise from endoderm germinal layer. It is true part of alimentary canal, remember, why? Because it internally lined with endoderm germinal layer, complete it lined with epithelial lining, endodermal origin epithelial lining. So, it considered as true part of alimentary canal in the prawn. If we observe in higher animals, such phenomena won't found. because the entire alimentary canal arises from endoderm germinal layer. The inner lining, inner layer of alimentary canal is mucosa layer, epithelium lining, that is mucosa layer, which derived from endoderm germinal layer. Followed? So, this is the differentiation of the alimentary canal. So, let us see the parts of digestive tract of the prawn. The digestive tract of the Pelimon differentiated as three parts. They are foregut or stomodium, and second part is midgut or mesodium, and third part is hindgut, also called proctodium. The foregut include sequentially these parts, namely the first part, mouth. Already I told, the alimentary canal starts with mouth and ends with anus. The first part, mouth, comes under foregut and it leads into buccal cavity, and next it leads into esophagus and leads into stomach. These are the four parts concerned to foregut. Remember, very very important, these four parts comes under foregut region. The next true part of alimentary canal, that is midgut. The midgut include only one part, that is mesenteron. Okay, clear? Right. Next, the last part, hindgut. The hindgut include two parts, namely they are, one is rectum and another one is anus. So, verify the entire gut starts with mouth and ends with anus. In between mouth and anus of the prawn, we found another organs. They are sequentially buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, mesenteron and rectum. They are concerned to different regions of digestive tract. Followed? So, these are the parts that associated with alimentary canal. In detail, we will discuss about each and every part. You verify this visual representation of digestive system of prawn. It is very very important. You have to draw the label diagram in the examination. It asks as a essay question in examination. Yes, let us see the digestive tract and associated digestive glands in the visual representation. Yes, in detail we will discuss about digestive system of prawn. The first part is foregut, also called stomodium. It includes mouth. So, the first part of alimentary canal is a mouth. It is a large slit like opening that retained at mid-ventral side of the head below the cephalothorax region. So, in front of the cephalothorax region at mid-ventral side to head, it is surrounded by anteriorly the shield like fleshy structure, that is the labrum. It is nothing but upper lip. And next, laterally plate like structures are associated with mouth. They are called incisor processes. They are hard chitinous plates. And next, posteriorly it bounded by bilobed labium, lower lip. It is also called lower lip. So, the mouth surrounded by three structures. They are labrum, nothing but upper lip, present at anterior side. It is the shield like fleshy structure. And second one is incisor processes. They are chitinous plate like structure, paired structures present either side to mouth, seated at lateral side. And labium is nothing but lower lip. It is a bilobed structure seated at posterior side to mouth. We will verify all these parts in visual representation. You observe, this is a fleshy labrum, right, orange color structure. Then incisor processes, plate like structures, and blue color structure you verified labium, lower lip. So these three structures surrounds the mouth. Followed? Right. Next, the mouth leads into buccal cavity. So it leads into buccal cavity. So buccal cavity is a short cavity, tubular structure. So anterior posteriorly it is compressed tube towards anterior sides, and posterior side it is completely compressed, and it include thick irregular cuticular foldings at ventral side. So if we verified the floor of the buccal cavity, the floor of the buccal cavity include numerous cuticular foldings. They are very thicker, irregular in arrangement. So such cuticular foldings thrown into subsequent part of alimentary canal, that is esophagus. They are completely lies at ventral side of the buccal cavity, at floor of the buccal cavity, and one pair mandibles lies in the buccal cavity, one on either side. At the floor of the buccal cavity, in front of these foldings, we found clear one pair mandibles are present. The mandibles are nothing but they are appendages, head appendages. So the one pair mandible lies in the buccal cavity, one on either side. They are useful for mastication. They bears molar processes by which they crushes food. So the molar processes are nothing but they are structures that articulated to mandibles. Mandibles are nothing but they are head appendages. Followed? So the mandibles bears molar processes. The molar processes useful for crushing the food. Next, the buccal cavity leads into esophagus. Let us see the esophagus. The esophagus is a tubular structure, short tubular structure. So it is projected towards dorsal side, upward direction. So it projected upward direction. And next, if you verified the internal portion of the esophagus, you verify right side diagram. So that is transverse section of esophagus. At centrally hollow cavity is present, that is lumen of the esophagus. You verify the wall of the esophagus. If we observe the wall of esophagus, internally it include longitudinal foldings along the length of the esophagus. It includes 4 longitudinal muscular foldings. They are musculocuticular foldings. The esophagus include 4 longitudinal muscular cuticular foldings. Let us verify them in section view. There are 2 lateral foldings. You verify these 2 are lateral foldings present, one on either side. And the next another one is anterior folding. You verify this is anterior folding present in front of the body towards anterior side. And next the posterior folding. So lateral foldings are 2 and anterior folding 1 and posterior folding 1. Altogether 4 longitudinal foldings are present. These are musculocuticular foldings. They contain muscle layer and internally lined with hard chitinous cuticle layer, and such cuticle layer bears bristles. Okay, right. Next, they projected into cardiac stomach. The subsequent part of the esophagus is stomach. The first part of stomach is cardiac stomach. So all the foldings of the esophagus projected into cardiac stomach. Yes, so let us see the subsequent part of alimentary canal, that is stomach. Behind the esophagus, the prominent stomach is present. So the esophagus leads into stomach. You verify this is stomach. present in thoracic region, slightly directed upward, curved in shape. It is a sac-like structure. It is larger sac-like structure. It lies in cephalothoracic cavity. So the head and thorax fuses and forms cephalothorax. So whatever cavity present, space present in that region is called cephalothoracic cavity, in which we found the stomach. So the stomach, the cephalothoracic cavity accommodates stomach. So it completely overlapped with the hepatopancreas gland at posterior side, lateral side and ventral side. Only some region of the stomach is visible externally. The remaining portion of the stomach completely overlapped by. It is completely conceived under hepatopancreas gland. So the hepatopancreas gland overlaps the stomach at posterior side and the lateral side and ventral side. Clear? You observe the hepatopancreas gland in the visual representation. The stomach differentiated as two chambers. The first chamber called as cardiac stomach, the second subsequent chamber named as pyloric stomach. Remember, the stomach in prawn differentiated as two regions. They are cardiac stomach and pyloric stomach. Such differentiation we found in Pelima. Yes, let us see the regions of the stomach. The stomach differentiated as two chambers, cardiac stomach and next pyloric stomach. You verify cardiac stomach zone, the upper part is cardiac stomach and behind it the minute chamber is present, this is pyloric stomach. You verify the arrows in visual representation and such parts are comes under cardiac stomach and pyloric stomach zone. Clear? Right. First we discussed about the properties of cardiac stomach. The cardiac stomach is proximal part of stomach, internally lined with hard cuticular layer, and it also consists numerous longitudinal foldings like esophagus, and such cuticular foldings base numerous bristles. So the bristles are for filtering the food material. The wall of cardiac stomach supported by hard cuticular plates. So internally the wall of cardiac stomach supported by hard cuticular plates. They are circular plate. You verify orange color structure, that is circular plate, and second one lanceolate plate. You verify that green color structure, that is lanceolate plate, and Hostate plate. You verify that is Hostate plate. All these cuticular plates are seated inside the stomach, in the wall of the stomach. They provide support. So for observation them, we have to verify the internal structure of the stomach. Yes, let us see the transverse section view of the stomach. This is stomach, that is cardiac stomach region, and the section view of the cardiac stomach. This is a transverse section of cardiac stomach. If we verified the cardiac stomach, the inner cuticular lining of cardiac stomach shows numerous longitudinal foldings that base bristles. You verify minute circular foldings are there, minute structures are present in the wall, they are bristles. The wall of cardiac stomach supported three hard plates. They are circular plate. You verify the location of circular plate, that is circular plate present at opening of esophagus, and the second one is the lanceolate plate. You verify the location, this is the lanceolate plate, and next Hostate plate. You verify Hostate plate, triangular shaped plate present at middle region of the stomach along the midventral line. Followed. So these are three plates accommodated in different locations of stomach. So let us discuss about each and every plate of the cardiac stomach. So the circular plate is present at opening of the esophagus, where the esophagus opens into cardiac stomach. So there circular plate is present, it is supported with circular plate. Black color opening you observe, that is opening of esophagus. Above it circular plate, chitinous cuticular circular plate is present. So the roof of the stomach at lateral region consists one pair lanceolate plates. You observe one on either side, one pair lanceolate plates are present, one on either side. The floor of the stomach along the midventral line, it include a larger triangular shaped plate that is called Hosted plate. You have to focus on diagram at midventral line, at central a triangular shaped plate is present. You verify this is triangular shaped plate. So that is Hosted plate. Hosted plate is present. Clear? Right? So the upper surface of Hosted plate. Let us see in detail about structure of Hosted plate. It is the largest plate in the cardiac stomach, triangular in shape, and its upper surface base numerous fine setae, fine bristle-like structures are present. They are called setae. And next you verify they are setae on Hosted plate. And next it consists prominent median ridge at middle line. So that is median ridge. And next either side to median ridge you verify comb plates are present, one on either side. One on either side to median ridge, one pair comb plates are present. They are apparently as comb, and such comb plates bears what? Fine bristles. Such bristles provides the appearance as comb. So comb plates are present, one on either side to median ridge, and you verify the bottom of the comb plate and top of the comb plate. The top of the comb plate, both comb plates are fused at dorsal side, but at ventral side they separate and they are infolded, and incurved posterior ends of comb plates incurved posterior ends of comb plates remain separately, and because due to the presence of cardiopyloric aperture. So where the comb plates are incurved at that region, the cardiac stomach leads into pyloric stomach. That opening is called cardiopyloric aperture. You verify in the visual representation. So at cardiopyloric aperture the comb plates are remained separately. Outside to comb plates, the lateral wall of cardiac stomach folded inward and form lateral longitudinal foldings. So you verify at the base of the comb plates. So at the base of the comb plates, the lateral wall of cardiac stomach folded inward and forms longitudinal foldings. You verify the longitudinal foldings. These are longitudinal foldings, one pair present, one on either side. So they are extensions of the comb plates, and they are extensions of the foldings of the lateral wall of the cardiac stomach. These are also called guiding ridges. The further name of longitudinal folding, guiding ridges, that allows the food material from cardiac stomach to pyloric stomach. Followed. right? You verify these are guiding ridges, nothing but longitudinal foldings. They are projected upward direction. You verify, right? Let us see the cardiopyloric aperture shape is X like in shape, and it is a X shape opening leading to pyloric stomach and guarded by 4 valves. Remember, these 4 valves are 2 lateral valves. They are present one on either side, that formed by guiding ridges. The lateral foldings are there. Such lateral foldings forms these lateral valves. They seated one on either side, and verify these are lateral foldings. At the base of lateral foldings, at the opening, they forms lateral valves, and single anterior valve is present towards anterior side. So that is formed posterior part of the Hofstede plate. And next, single posterior valve is present, that formed by semilunar folding of stomach. So the wall of stomach gave rise a semilunar shape folding in between pyloric and cardiac stomach. So that semilunar shape folding become as a valve that called as posterior valve. So the cardiopyloric aperture guarded by 4 valves. They are namely 2 lateral valves, 1 anterior valve, 1 posterior valve. Alright, right. Next, the pyloric stomach. The subsequent part is pyloric stomach. It is a smaller narrow tube of the stomach. You verify that is pyloric stomach. It is section of the pyloric stomach, lateral view of the pyloric stomach. The pyloric stomach again differentiated as 2 chambers. It is the lateral wall. Its lateral wall is very thicker and muscular and shows inward foldings. That inward foldings divides the pyloric stomach as 2 chambers. They are larger ventral chamber. You verify this is ventral chamber that's seated at ventral side, and second one smaller dorsal chamber that's seated upper side. You verify. So the pyloric stomach again included 2 chambers. One is ventral chamber and another one is dorsal chamber, that produced due to the inward foldings of the wall of pyloric stomach. Followed. Let us see in detail about chambers of the pyloric stomach. So that is lateral view and section of the pyloric stomach. So if we verified the transverse section of the pyloric stomach, the central hollow portion is the lumen of the pyloric stomach. So you observe the upper side one cavity is present, that is dorsal chamber. Follow? This is dorsal chamber of the pyloric stomach. The lumen of the pyloric stomach differentiated as 2 chambers. One is upper chamber, that is dorsal chamber, and next you observe another one ventral chamber. Follow? So 2 chambers present in pyloric stomach. The floor of ventral chamber raises as median longitudinal ridge that divides ventral chamber again as 2 compartments. You verify the elevation of the floor of the ventral chamber. Whatever layer present, whatever innermost layer present at the floor of the pyloric stomach, so that innermost layer raise upward direction, exvaginate, and along the middle line, and divides the ventral chamber as again 2 compartments. So there we found a prominent structure, so that is pyloric filter plate. So the ventral chamber of the pyloric stomach associated with the pyloric filter plate internally. Let us see the structure of the pyloric filtrate. You verify this is a pyloric filtrate inside. The pyloric filtrate bears alternately arranged ridges and grooves. You verify. That is pyloric filtrate, and it includes alternately arranged ridges and grooves. The ridges bears fine bristles. Minute bristles are present on the surface of the ridges, so they filters the food particles. The pyloric filtrate allows only liquefied food into midgut. So it stops the larger size roughage particles. Followed. So the pair of hepatopancreatic ducts also open into dorsal chamber of the pyloric stomach. Followed. So next, the subsequent part is midgut, also called mesenteron. It is true part of alimentary canal. This is midgut. So it is also called intestine. It is true part of alimentary canal, derived from endoderm germinal layer and lined with epithelial lining. So it is a straight tube, runs along medial line of abdomen up to 6th abdominal segment. So it extended along the abdomen region up to 6th abdominal segment. Internally, it consists wider lumen with prominent epithelial lining that mediates absorption. You verify. Internal section of the mesentery. The central hollow portion is lumen of the midgut mesenteron. The mesenteron surrounded with numerous longitudinal foldings, and the innermost layer you verify that is completely endodermal origin epithelial lining. Followed. Right. Next, the midgut leads into hindgut. It is also called proctodium, and it includes the first part, rectum. It is a bulbous region of the hindgut. It is the shortest part, and the proximal swollen part of the hindgut is called rectum. It is a bulbous part, and it leads into anus. The rectum also consists of longitudinal foldings with prominent epithelial lining. So with this we completed the parts of alimentary canal from mouth to anus. Okay, clear? So the foregut, midgut, hindgut, three portions of the alimentary canal and associate parts we learned. Let us we are going to discuss the subsequent part of digestive system, that is digestive glands. Followed. So the major digestive gland of prawn is hepatopancreas. You verify, this is hepatopancreas. So if we observe the prawn, it is a larger bilobed dense orange color glandular mass. You verify this visual representation. From outside, the clearly the hepatopancreas to be found. Why? Because the plates, chitinous sclerates are transparent. So that's why from outside the body, the hepatopancreas clearly visible, and is a bilobed gland and dense gland. It is orange in color. So if we observe the glandular mass, internally it consists branching tubules with secretory epithelial cells. Internally they are lined with epithelial lining. They contain secretory cells. The cells are granular cells, ferment cells, and hepatic cells. So three variants of cells associated with branching tubules of the hepatopancreas. You observe the morphology of the hepatopancreas inside. Numerous tubular structures are there. Such tubules are lined with epithelium. So such secretory epithelial cells are three variants. They are granular cells, ferment cells, hepatic cells. Follow? And another one, basal cells. These are support cells. There are four variants of cells are present in the hepatopancreas. hepatopancreas. The hepatopancreas of prawn is functionally similar to that of pancreas, liver, intestine of higher animals. Very, very important. So, this is hepatopancreas gland. If we observe their function, so the function is similar to that of pancreas and liver and intestine. So, it shows similar functions with them in comparatively with the higher animals. So, it secretes digestive enzymes like pancreas of higher animals, which involves in digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. And next, it stores glycogen, calcium and fats like liver of higher animals, and it facilitates absorption as intestine of higher animals. So, mainly it acts as a digestive gland and storehouse like liver and facilitate the absorption like intestine. So, these are the functions of the hepatopancreas. Yes, next we will verify the functions of digestive system of prawn. So, nutrition, that is nothing but collection of food material. The prawns are nocturnal animals. They feeds on which feed? So, they feeds on algae, mosses, aquatic weeds, aquatic animals like insects, snails, tadpoles, fishes and dead and decaying debris. Alright. So, all these are feed to prawn. They are nocturnal animals, comes during night time and they feeds on this food material. So, the feeding mechanism, let us see. The capture and withdraw of food into mouth mediated by chelate legs and third maxillary pads. Chelate legs and third maxillary pads useful for capture and withdraw of food. And coxa of second maxillary pad holds the food material. So, the maxillary pads are thoracic appendages they are. So, the coxa of second maxillary pad holds the food. Incisor processes, already we learned, in front of the mouth they are present. Incisor process of the mandibles break down the food into small pieces. The molar processes, whatever present in buccal cavity, that they are the part of mandible, they masticate the food in the buccal cavity. Follow? Now, let us see the digestion of the food. The swallowing of the food from buccal cavity lead into esophagus, then it passes into stomach. The passage of food into esophagus mediated by peristaltic activity and as well as sucking action of cardiac stomach. The wall of esophagus shows wave like peristaltic movements. So, such peristaltic activity and as well as behind the esophagus cardiac stomach is present. The cardiac stomach shows what? Sucking action. So, such sucking action of cardiac stomach also helpful for withdrawn the food from esophagus into esophagus. Followed. The food from esophagus again passes into chambers of the stomach. First it discharges in cardiac stomach, then into pyloric stomach. The cardiac stomach facilitated churning activity. So, it contains prominent longitudinal folding with the bristles by which it shows churning activity, by which the food material break down into fine particle, that is mechanical digestion. Let us see the digestion of the food. What is digestion of the food? Breakdown of complex food material into simple liquid absorptive material is considered as digestion. So, it occurs in the alimentary canal as mechanical and chemical digestion. The mechanical digestion by various structures and chemical digestion by digestive enzymes that are secreted by digestive glands. When food passes along a hosted plate of the cardiac stomach, whatever bristles present on it and whatever bristles present on comb plate of it cuts the food material as fine particles comes under mechanical digestion. And the reverse peristalsis of the alimentary canal facilitate the release of digestive enzymes whatever secreted by the hepatopancreas gland. Actually, the hepatopancreas gland or duct opens into dorsal chamber of the pyloric stomach, but the secretions are discharged into cardiac stomach due to the reverse peristalsis. Followed. So, that mediates chemical digestion in cardiac stomach. So, in cardiac stomach both the mechanical and chemical digestion occur. So, let after due to this the food material partly digested, the partly digested semi liquefied food filtered from cardiac stomach to pyloric stomach and completely digested liquefied food through the filtrate through the pyloric filtrate it enter into hepatopancreatic duct for absorption purpose. Followed. The remaining undigested residues again released into cardiac stomach and pyloric stomach, then into mesenteron. So, that allowed for subsequent digestion. Let us see the absorption of the food. When food passes along the Hofstede plate, the bristles and comb plates of it cuts the food material as fine particles and reverse part. So, already we learned all these things. Let us see the absorption of food. The absorption of the food mediated by hepatopancreas, mesenteron, otherwise midgut. The undigested residual bodies are passes into hindgut. So, already we discussed the hepatopancreas facilitates absorption like intestine. The mesenteron, the wall of mesenteron contain longitudinal foldings. So, they facilitate absorption of digested food material. The undigested residual bodies passes into hindgut, that is nothing but fecal material. From that fecal material, the rectum absorbs water. The remaining hard fecal pellets are ejected out through sphinctered anus. That phenomena is called egestion. Okay, clear? Right. So, with this we finished about digestive system of the prawn. So, I think you got a well idea about digestive system, and in next session we are going to discuss about respiratory system of the prawn. Followed. So, bye. So, verify this is respiratory organs of the respiratory system of prawn. In next class, we will discuss about respiratory system of prawn. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.